Drawyah here, and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today, once again in the A320neo, can't seem to get enough of that aeroplane. And yes, taking us on a flight today from... Is this live? Chat's not responding. Is this live? If not, let's see what's going on. We live? Anybody there? Yes, we're there. Hey there, welcome, Drawyah here. Welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today, taking flight in the Airbus A320neo, an aircraft I just can't seem to get enough of. And yeah, it should be a rather good flight today. Taking off from London Gatwick, flying to Innsbruck. So flight time's around 1 hour and 55 minutes. And should be a rather scenic approach into the Austrian Alps. Should be a good one. How old am I? I'm 21 years old. So, like I said, taking flight in the A321 today, setting aircraft up here at London Gatwick. We're going to go through a jet bridge there. And in just a couple of moments, we'll jump into the cockpit and we'll start preparing the aircraft for our flights today. Right, let's jump in, let's turn on the battery, and let's set everything up. So, battery's on. Clear the master warning. Thank you for the £2, Jamie. Congrats for recent milestones. Call you for no worries, man. Like I say, don't bankrupt yourself with donations. I'll never ask for it. But thank you very, very much. Flight route. Yes, if you want to follow along my routing today, then this here is the link to my flight plan. So, Simbrief flight plan. If you want to have a look at it, that's what we're flying today. Right, so at this point, we are waiting for the fuel truck to arrive. In fact, there it is right now. So, that's will park up underneath the wing. I've sent you the links to the flight plan, but I'm not actually opened it myself yet. So let's open that up. Wait for the fuel truck thing to pop up. And we need £14,517 of fuel on board today. If the fuel truck ever parks up. There it goes, connected. It's in position. There, so 14,000, what was it? 14,133. So 31% should do us fine. Thank you very much. The aircraft's fueled up. Let's jump into the overhead. We'll turn on the fuel pumps. And let's now jump down to the FNCDU. Thank you for the 199, James. Much appreciated. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Navigation lights on. Down to the FMS, we'll turn up the brightness slightly, and let's head over to the initialization. Today, our flight takes us from Echo Golf Whiskey Uniform, EGWU, to Lowy, Lima, Oscar, Whiskey India. Lima, Oscar, Whiskey India, yes. Plug that in. No company route, we'll plug it in manually. Cost next today is... probably 5, as it always seems to be with Simbrief at the moment. Now, cruising altitude is 37,000 feet. Next page, zero fuel weight is 50.2, and our centre of gravity is 21.5. Block fuel on board is 6.6. Yeah, try not to use the MSFS add-ons website. There's been a few things here and there regarding who owns what and whether they're allowed to distribute that link. If you want to distribute the best link for it, go for the original Mega Drive upload that I used on my tutorial video a couple of days ago. Centre of gravity is calculated via the fuel planner before you start the simulator. Thank you for the $2, Lucas. Got MSFS, and it made your rig hate life. It is a big one to run, that's for sure. If you can run it, then oh boy, you're in for a lot of fun. Right, let's plug in our routing. So, first point today is AdMag. Following is Sandy. Then we fly to Motox. Ooh, here we go. Be that one. Motox. Then we fly to Ing. that one. So it's easy to tell because you can see this was going to be east of London. So London is latitude, longitude, no, latitude. Look at my latitudes and longitudes. That's latitude, that's longitude. So longitude 0 goes through Greenwich, so that would be the correct one. Thank you for subscribing on Twitch, Lexus, much appreciated. Oh my gosh, you're right. I've just plugged in London Norfolk there for some reason. Echo Golf Kilo Kilo. How am I did I do that? Sorry, you're right. Why did I plug in? Was that Norfolk or Luton? I don't even know anymore. Whoops. Okay, let's do that again, shall we? So Airways. And Admag to Sandy. Following Motox. Then it's Ing. Then it's So Sad. And then after that, or inside that, scroll down to the bottom, we fly to Pabla. And then finally, we fly to Utaba. Insert that. Check the flight plan, make sure it all makes sense. So plan mode, zoom out. We depart out, which is looking fine. Next, 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 next. All seems to be straightforward. And then we landed at Innsbruck. Perfect. I have bought ORBX Innsbruck. I bought it specifically for this stream today, so certainly should be a good one. Right, so that's that all sorted out now. I've plugged in our flight plan. I'm happy with that. Let's start our departure now. So departing from runway 26 left via the ADMA to X-ray. So plug that in. Insert that. So our departure is now programmed. And our performance, we'll remember to do performance this time. So rotating ticket 119, flaps 1/0. It's quite a long runway here at Gatwick, so that's fine. And flex temp is 68. Transition altitude is 6,000 feet. Flight time today is 1 hour and 55 minutes. Yeah, my mistake there with the Gatwick ICO code, but hey. Right, so flight plan's plugged in. We'll leave it on performance page for the takeoff information. 11992 rem to rotate. We'll set the altimeter so we get the Gatwick meta. Right now it's QNH 1000. Cruising at 37,000 feet. And our speed, because we need to do this manually, we'll set it up to 250 knots. So once we do take off, we'll be able to use that to manage our initial speed. One day we'll get VNAV. Let's say that day is not today. I am using the upgraded A320 today, so this is a project done by the A320neo X project. And so at some point tomorrow, I plan to do a full video on how that works and what they do. So think of it like the Zybo mod for the A320. It's quite a cool little project, one that I'm definitely going to be following closely too. How do you make... Not too bad today. Not too bad, Big M. Passengers, no packs today. So the problem with packs, the problem with IVEO, is the fact that SimConnect, which it uses to connect to the simulator, lags it out. And so until SimConnect can get an update, I won't be using ATC, I won't be using packs, but we'll see how that goes. Do your work colleagues know you're the UK's #1 sim streamer? No, they do not. Right, so that's all looking good. And to be fair, I don't think I'm #1. Squirrel is probably #1. His content's great. Right, so that's all good. Let's jump to the overhead panel. Let's start up the APU. Here is a Discord server for the M28 mod deliveries. Where are we going today? We're going to Innsbruck. Lima, Oscar, Whiskey India, flying to Innsbruck today. Starting up the APU, as you can see it's relatively cloudy here in London today, and well, quite fortunate it's not raining at the moment, but I can tell you it'll probably get a little bit stormy today. ATC not today. Until SimConnect can sort itself out and we can use IVO, we shan't be using ATC. Right, so APU is starting. So if I go over to the eCam, and see if I remember how this all works. There's the fuel page. So let's jump over to the not engine page. Not pressure, not electrics, not hydraulics, fuel. APU. We'll figure it out. To be fair, I'm actually not using the current up-to-date version of it because I've been given a beta, but I'm not using. Okay, so basically, yeah, so we've got updated decam pages, we've got a few things that are now upgrade system. Tomorrow I'll do a proper video on it, but we are using the upgrade A320, the A320neo X add-on. We'll turn on the APU bleeds, turn off the external power. In just a couple of moments, we shall prepare for push and start. Sounds good, looks good. Yeah, so flight time is 1 hour and 55 minutes today. Right, so let's do it. So turn on the strobe to automatic. We'll turn on the beacon lights to alert ground crews that we are ready for engine startup. So then I'll clear the area around the airplane. Can you check that's only 29% payload? Isn't that reasonably low? I mean, I guess the weights are low at the moment, but then again, not many passengers are flying at the moment, so at some point, when we have packs, when we have everything sorted, then we'll go through all the proper setups. But for now, it is still early days for me in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's called the pushback tug. Roads to Athens to Turin. That could be an interesting one. So, jet bridge moves. The pushback tug now comes into position. Yeah, so Serbo have said that VNAV is coming, and they will update all of the aircraft. Do I have plans to use small planes? Yes, so tomorrow we'll be doing a GA flight. There's also one other thing we'll be doing tomorrow, so do check out my Discord for updates on that. Right. Parking brake released. Engine set to start. Engine 1 starts. Get over to engine page, which we're on. Engine 1 slowly starting up now. No, not yet with the turn. Got a little bit of pushback to go here at Gatwick, but it's not looking too bad. The sun is slowly starting to set, so we'll see how that looks when we do arrive at Innsbruck. We'll push back to the right. No, that's wrong, that's wrong. Push back to the left, push back to the left. That's the wrong way. No. Whoops. Stop it. Stop it. Go the other way. Alright, we have to do a bit of a turnaround here. This is why we need a better pushback option. I'm sure GSX or the better pushback one will certainly improve things going forward. Whoops. Right, I'll turn on the right-hand engine. We'll stop the pushback here. We'll start preparing the rest of the aircrafts. Just use reverse thrust. I should have, shouldn't I? I actually used it for my flights from Heathrow to Athens. Everybody requested it, so we did it. There goes the wing. No, I think we've actually... no, we've cleared the building. We're alright. The aircraft's not damaged anyway, don't you worry. Yeah, we're alright. We're alright. Engine number 2 is slowly starting. Wait for that to come to life. And then... yes, the A320neo mod. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. It's a nice upgrade. Nice to have the proper eCam functionality. And so, I say tonight I'll go for your active one, and then I'll do a video on it tomorrow as well. We're using live weather, but not live time. just so we have a bit of sunset today, we'll go for about an hour and a half behind. So, just for now. Although this is live weather at the moment. It's cloudy, but the rain has stopped. Have I flown from Gatwick? Yes, I have a couple of times. I've flown once from Gatwick to Milan. I've flown from Gatwick to... That's about it really. I've done one departure and 2 arrivals. So my 2 arrivals were both from Helsinki, and my 1 departure was to Milan. Although for me, Milan was in a stopover to go to Lappeenranta, which is also in Finland. So yeah, it looks like Gatwick's my hub for Finland as an airport. Engine started. We'll turn off the APU. We'll turn on the taxi lights, and let us. So the flaps down to 1. Taxi to the runway, so parking brake off, and let's get going. Servers, no server state, we're flying online. Offline. Well, not offline, but we have got live traffic, so real aeroplanes. Not so much for the, well, let's fly in America. This weekend, I do plan to fly in America. Although it wasn't that long ago to my San Francisco to, was it San Francisco to Seattle flight? That was on Saturday or Sunday. No 350 planned yet. Flight duration 1 hour and 55 minutes. Yeah, it's going to be quite an interesting departure that. We take off and then pretty much make an immediate right hand turn. Cockpit frame rate is around 24, 25 at the moment. But I'm sure that having such thick cloud cover probably has taken a bit of performance away. Does the 1660 run as well? I mean, I'm using the 1660 right now alongside ORBX, and well, you be the judge of that. It's looking rather smooth at the moment. Cloud looks too low. Not really. I'm just looking out the window right now. That cloud seems rather accurate. We've got in London right now. I mean, it's not a perfect weather render, but compared to previous sims, it's a mighty fine job that. The Meteo Blue weather platform is certainly a looker. I'll fly from Leeds Bradford. At some point I will do, yes. I'm not sure if I'll buy the add-on package for it. Was it Leeds that had the add-on, or was it Bristol that has the add-on pack? One of them has the add-on pack, but I'm not sure if I'll grab it at some point. Unless someone specifically requests it. We'll see. Innsbruck is in Austria today. As it always has been. Innsbruck is in Austria. Wishing you first time. Welcome Gladiator Alpha, how are you doing? Leeds is the add-on pack, yeah. I'm not sure if I'll pick up the Leeds add-on pack. It's not an airport I fly to too often, so purchasing it may not, well, I'll purchase it, but I'll never use it, basically. But I do plan to fly from Leeds at some point. How many minutes will take off? Take off in about 4 minutes. It's not a massive taxi here at Gatwick, but there's a little bit of travel. Welcome there, Enzo. Welcome there. I missed your name. Dionysus. Last stream you were on 13.5k, now on 15.3. Yeah, the subscribers count has been amazing recently. You guys have been absolutely phenomenal with your support. Flight time 1 hour 55. Serving snacks, I'm not sure. easyJet do have a meal service. easyJet will be serving snacks on the flight today. Well, it's not free, you do have to pay a small fee for it. At some point I will do long haul, just need to find the route and time to do it. I haven't flown to Cyprus, not in sim, not in real life, but I have flown over it on our flights from Paris to Beirut. Glad you're enjoying it, Gerard, much appreciated. No, I'm using the Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog. I quite like Thrustmaster, their gear is rather good. The one downside from starting at the North Terminal, actually I've got a little bit of a taxi to go. Actually not too much. Push to the end there, make a right hand turn, and we'll hold short about here. Key binding menu, I mean, it's virtually default. I'm using mainly the controller for this one where it's all set. Runway we're landing on our Innsbruck runway, as it stands, is runway 26 with current winds. Would you recommend Thrustmaster TCM? I've not used the Airbus stick myself, but Thrustmaster, I've heard good things. I know Thrustmaster's good. I love Thrustmaster sticks. I love Thrustmaster products. And so, yeah, their Airbus stick, I've heard good things about it, and I probably could recommend it, even without using it. Yes, Beirut, sorry, not Beirut, Beirut. Have been to Gibraltar, not in real life, but I have flown in a sim during my own time, and yeah, it's quite nice at the airport. Circles land runway 8, probably not today, especially Innsbruck as an airport and the winds. I'd probably like to go on 26, just for the sake of safety. Have done British Airways, so I've not done anything in the British Airways livery because the livery's not out yet, but I have done the Heathrow to Athens flights in the A320. 787 and 747 approach tutorials will come. I'm just having a few small niggles with it that I need to try and fix, but they are coming. Check out the YouTube for the quality wing 787. There are a few differences between the quality wings and the default, so... It's a stock plane. It's a stock plane, but has got the A320neo X add-on, which improves some of the flight systems. So it's default, but modded. Kind of like how Zybo mod works. It's default 737, but modified. You copied Aviator Dan. Who's Aviator Dan, truth be told? I'm not too sure. I might have seen one of his videos, but I'm not too sure who he is, I'm afraid. My favourite livery? Probably the original Air Canada. So not the current livery, but the one beforehand. Also... yeah, I like Air Canada. I like the Finnair MD-11 Moomins livery, that was awesome. Is this free mod? Yes, this is a free mod. Right, hold position here. Check the runway, so nobody's on approach. Nobody's on the runway or coming into land from the other side. Turn on, landing lights. We'll taxi into position. And let's get going. Not online today, although tomorrow we shall be flying online. Do I have Concorde? No, not yet. DC Designs are currently creating a Concorde, they're doing it alongside Just Flight. And so one will be coming eventually, but no, not yet. When do I think a new commercial airline will release? Not too sure. I mean, PMDG have announced the 737 for Q1 2021, but there will be a few on the way. I'm not ignoring anyone, Andy. I'm just trying my best to answer as many questions as possible, but when you have questions at this rate, it does get a bit hard at times. Right, let's taxi into position. Also make sure that my spoilers and brakes are set. So spoilers armed, brakes set to max. We'll turn off the ignition there. Right, throttles up 50%. Both engines stable. Up to flex. Push down 6 to stop any premature lift. V1, rotate. A little bit of a crosswind, but not looking too bad. Gear up. Flaps up. Throttle back to climb. this is running on the high, not ultra settings. Right, let's make a right-hand turn now. So we'll fly the initial heading, and then we shall switch over to autopilot. PNDG are giving us D738, it's Milviz who are giving us a 732, so different developers. And then I'm not sure about Aerosoft and their Airbuses, but they will eventually come. We just learn procedure. I've just practiced it over time. Some YouTube, some tutorials. It's one of the things that the more you practice, the more you kind of get better at it. Standard altimeter sets. And as soon as we level off, then switch over to the autopilot. But yeah, not a bad departure at all. That. And so this was the easy bits. I'm sure when it comes to landing in Innsbruck, things will get a little more interesting. I'll do a flight of the SAS. I mean, I haven't done an SAS livery yet, but I have done an SAS flight from Tromsø to Oslo. Although I did that video before the deliveries came out, so we'll see. Maybe one day we'll do an SAS livery flight. Oops, autopilot active. We'll set the altitude to climb at 3,000 feet per minute. We'll set the speed to make sure it's on 250. Follow navigation. And that should do it. It's just about to pass through 10,000, so landing lights in a moment will come off. What is SAS? Scandinavian Air Service. It's the Swedish and Danish national carrier. And I believe Norway as well. They have got Norwegian over there, but not so much a flag carrier. Right, so let's retract the landing lights. Turn off the nose takeoff lights. And there we have it. Yes, the SAS is also the Special Air Service. Special Air Service, is that in the UK? So that's the UK acronym for it, but in Scandinavia, that is the Scandinavian Air Services. We'll turn on the... actually, we don't really need anti-icing. It's low-level cloud, so it has all melted. Any ice, but hey. Any turbulence there? Probably will be a little bit of turbulence during the flights, but we are now above the cloud layer, and so not a problem. Strobe sets automatic. We'll go around inside the window. Thank you for subscribing on Twitch, Grinning Llama, much appreciated. Are you still alive? Scream, I'm a big fan. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Randy. Servers are down. Which servers are down? ATC, no. No ATC today. No Emirates liveries so far. I think there might be one for the A320, but, well... Emirates don't operate 320s, nor do they operate 787s, or... Actually, do they operate 787s, Emirates? I don't think they're an all Airbus fleet. So they don't operate 20s, they don't operate 787s, they don't operate 747s. Have I played Aerofly FS20? No, I have not. Oh, Microsoft servers, many players kicked out. I'm not sure about that. So I'm flying online. Well, I'm not flying online, but I haven't kicked out the servers myself. Passing through 20,000 feet at level 200. They have the 777s, sorry, you are right. They do have 777-300s. But 777s are not in the sim right now, so not one that they can, well, not one for the texture creators to create textures for, since it doesn't fly. Let me get you some links. Right, so the link I'm about to post in chat now, this is for the liveries packs. If you want to learn how to... Go away, adverts. If you want to download the liveries for Microsoft Flight Simulator, then this is the link to do it. If you want to download the upgraded A320 pack, then the link for that is here. So these are the two links. Just drag and drop them both into the community folder for Flight Simulator, and that's how you that's how you can get yourself a better A320 and a livery. Is there Wi-Fi on board? No. easyJets do not have Wi-Fi on board their services. Just the attention to detail in the sim is truly amazing. £70 in the currency. I mean, the sim is going to last for 10 years. So we've got it now. Microsoft and Cyber have announced that they will support this for 10 years before they either end it or extend it even further. So I'd say it's worth it. At the moment, the upgraded Airbus add-on for now just touches the ECAN down below. But eventually, they'll start upgrading like the autopilot systems, upgrade VNAV and the MCDU. They'll also upgrade the overhead panels, so for example, IRSs, you'll be able to align the seatbelt sign, you'll be able to ding, as well as mess around the bleeds and all that. So, as it's still early days, they've only got a few upgrades for now running, but as time goes on, they will slowly improve the aircraft and will improve everything systems-wise. What time are we landing? Landing around 1 hour and 40 minutes. 1 hour 40. Flight time's 1:55 today. We've been airborne for about 5-10 minutes. Passing through 30,000 now for level 300, and so almost now at cruise. Also increase our speed slightly since it's at 250 knots. We're at Mach 0.80. Yeah. That's just something I've left, but eventually, once we have the VNAV systems on board, things will be a little bit better. Foxtrot at 9 o'clock, yes there will be. And very shortly, we'll be flying over the English Channel, so I'll leave the UK, fly over a bit of water. Problem is you can't really see the ground because of the current cloud cover. There are a few open patches, but it's relatively covered here. The approach into Innsbruck is also a little bit cloudy, but should have a little bit more visibility when we're starting to descend. Which approach we're doing? We're approaching runway 26 today. Osobo will create more content themselves. Don't forget, this is still early days, and so they will start to improve. What's better, honeycomb or thrustmaster? It really depends on what you want to fly. So if you prefer yokes, then honeycomb. If you prefer sticks, then thrustmaster. Ultimately, it comes down to what aircraft you want to fly and what systems they have on board. Will we get snacks? You will get snacks for a small fee. Do I use foot pedals with thrustmaster? No, I don't actually have roller pedals, and so my roller control is actually done by an Xbox controller. Not the best way of doing things, but it works. Oh yes, and those have pre-ordered as well. Welcome there, Deadlight, how are you doing? Finishing in London. Not today, finishing in Innsbruck. Saw the Northern Lights. The Northern Lights do exist in the sim, which is nice to see. Oops. I want to go to Mach 184. No, thank you. That's better. We'll go to Mach 0.80 for cruise today. I'm not quite sure why it was set to Mach 0.8 for. Do you use throttle master left-handed like the captain would? No. Truth be told, I'm using it right-handed. That's because I'm using the Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog, which is designed as a right-handed stick. Because it's based on the real-life A10 Warthog control system, the throttle's on the left, the stick's on the right, and so that's how they fly in the real world, and therefore it's just much more comfortable to fly just like that. Heavy crosswinds. There's a few crosswinds today, but it should be alright. We'll see how the Mach 0.8 idea works. If we need to slow down a little bit, perhaps we will slow it down. Yeah, okay, we'll go to Mach 0.78. Like I said, the one downside of not using VNav. You have a little less control of the aeroplane than you probably normally would. Right. Almost at cruise now. We've passed through flight level 360. Cruising at flight level 370 today. How to get the A320neo? There's a livery pack out. I have done a tutorial on how to download them. Right now over the English channel, you can see the waves are relatively high at the moment. Certainly quite choppy down there, the winds, but very shortly we'll be over continental Europe. Just look at that beauty. So yeah, it's a very pretty sim, this. I find I've certainly been enjoying this. There you go. If you want some screenshots or whatever, if I get rid of the overlay, feel free to grab a screenshot, whatever you'd like to get. Thank you, who's that? Sir Chaos for $9.99. Much appreciated, man. Much appreciated. I'm glad the 747 tutorials helps you. The 747 was quite a fun one to do. It probably is my favourite aircraft in sim right now, so I'm very glad that has helped you. Says in the caravan flights. Tomorrow I do plan to fly some GA, but not sure what I'll fly yet. Probably not the caravan, something a little bit sleeker. How's my day been today? My day's been rather fine. My day's been rather fine. I've never driven a caravan to Wales, not flown one. How's the flight? 1 hour and 55 minutes. Use a Dreamliner. Yeah, have fun with that. I mean, the Dreamliner's a little bit heavy to run in terms of FPS, but it's not a bad plane to run by any means. Best FS channel, thank you very much, Mohammed. Glad you enjoyed the content. And of course, you like us Africa. I do plan to do Africa again at some point, perhaps in the 747. We'll start like in London, head down to Johannesburg. So that will cover the entire African continent. You can fly there for once. Potentially at some point we can do as well. Yes, London Gatwick to Innsbruck our flight today. Any news about player at ATC? IVAO does work now, so if you want to use IVAO you can. That sim I believe are holding back a little bit longer, waiting for SimConnects to streamline out a bit. Graphic settings, sure thing. Scroll down. We're on high or ultra today. High or ultra. 1 or 2 down to medium, but for the most part, high or ultra. Entry-level joystick. Check out some of Thrustmaster's cheaper stuff. There are a couple of, or even look second-hand even. As long as it's in decent quality and doesn't spike, there are quite a good few. Actually, I say second-hand. Most shops have now sold out their entire stock of sticks and yokes because of Microsoft Flight. There's actually a shortage right now of peripherals. And even Thrustmaster, who a couple of months ago ended production of their HOTAS Warthog, have now well, they've restarted it again, restarted production. Yes, the plane comes default with the simulator, the A320neo. Helicopters will come eventually, just a case of actually implementing into the sim. PC specs, I'm running an NVIDIA GTX 1660 on 16GB of RAM with an i7-6700 processor. I do plan to upgrade my GPU at some point in the very near future. Currently waiting for the RTX 30 series cards to come out. I'm very much eyeing the 3070 at the moment. Maybe even the 3080, but probably not the 90. That one's a bit too out of my price range. But the 70 or the 80, definitely eyeing my self out at the moment. To be fair, if you have an i3 9 or 10th generation, I mean, yeah, the newer i3s are about the same as an 5th or 6th generation i7. So the one I'm using right now is equivalent to a modern day i3 9th generation. So the i3, woo, a bit of turbulence there. The i3 is not a bad processor by any means. On your screen, this is bad quality. I mean, if it's just U-Shark, then I'd say refresh the stream or try a lower outputs. But I don't think most people have got too much of the quality at the moment. Yes, flying with easyJet today. Flying in easyJet colours. Isn't Intel Core i5 good? Again, what generation is it? Because it could be an i5 2200, which is bad, or an i5 9700, which is good. So, what generation of i5? Force and Default A320neo. I mean, I've enjoyed it. It's a modern flyable aeroplane. Well, the A320 is not my go-to aeroplane. It's rather good. What does cost next do? Cost index is the fuel efficiency of the aeroplane. So the higher the number, the less fuel efficient the aeroplane will be during its flights. The lower the number, the less engine output it will use. No worries, kill switch. Don't you worry. Good evening, Louis. How you doing? She doesn't do. Yeah, compression does play a part in it. I could try and increase my bit rates, but ooh, hang on. Wait, I'm looking at this at 1080p at the moment. If I could, sorry, 480p. Increase up to 1080. I might have to click into my bit rate there. I might try and increase that slightly. Barrel roll, not today. Although, to be fair, the A320neo does stop you from doing barrel rolls. The fly-by-wire does hold you at bank angle. HP looking good. Okay, so it's not everyone that's looking really bad at the moment. But hopefully at some point I can probably increase my bit rates. Maybe around 7,500 from 6,000. Means that my upload will be a bit more strenuous. But hopefully you guys get a slightly better footage. Yeah, 1440 is a little bit high at the moment, especially with current gen cards. Eventually things will upgrade. Why do I not use ATC? Because I prefer using my voice for ATC rather than the built-in systems. I mean, it works relatively alright. But, I don't know, I just prefer using my own voice. So as soon as IVAO works and is smooth with SimConnect, I'll be able to do alright. Currently over France at the moment. Currently over northern France. If I zoom out on the ND there, so I've got a bit of travel time to go to Innsbruck, but what I will do, I'll set up the arrival for runway 26. So we're using the localizer for that. Should be a fun one. Hey, you say you've lost your passport in the yard somewhere. I actually have lost my passport once. Back when I went to Finland 2 years ago. Travelled to Helsinki, had my passport. Travelled to Lappeenranta, had my passport. travelled to Type Alsari, had my passport, travelled back to Loppenranta, passport vanished. Never found it again, somewhere it's in Finland, but nobody knows where. Had to travel to Helsinki, go to the embassy, had to sort out my documentation, prove that I was who I was, contact whoever I needed to, get back to the embassy, collect my emergency documentation, book a flight home, travel back to Gatwick. It was a hectic couple of days. Fortunately, work was rather fine with that. And yeah, we made it. We turned it from a 14-day. Sorry, we turned it from a 9-day trip to a 13-day trip. So I had a couple of extra days out in Finland just because of the fact I had my passport. I had a photocopy, and so that made it easier to prove who I was. But because the UK is not part of the Schengen Agreement, I did need a physical passport in order to travel to the UK. But having a photocopy of it meant that when I went to the embassy, it was easier to prove who I was, since they would have it on their record. Goodbye, GX. Thank you for that. How old am I? I'm 21. No multiplayer today. Still flying as myself. I'm from Finland. Mitä kuuluu? Is there an upgrade? Is there an update right now? Let's see how it goes. Use 80%? No, not today. What age did I start flying? In Flight Simulator, I've been using flight simulations for about 15 years now. Started with 2004, back in 2005. So I've been using Flight Sim for about 15 years now. But I hope to go at some point leisure flying, do it as kind of like a hobby license. Enter sinulla. Sorry, I'm just trying to process the finish in my head there. It's been a little while since... Actually, I say a little while. I went to Finland about... Was it 8 months? So 8 months ago I went to Finland last time. Spent a month in Loppenranta. Voin hyvin, that's it. So I am fine. Voin hyvin. Or I could just go for... Yeah, because... is good. Yeah, I'm still working out in my head. I'm very basic with my finish. Boeing or Airbus. I prefer Boeing aircraft myself, but today we do fly the A320. Shows the A320 patch after every official update. I don't think you need to as long as it's in your community folder. Welcome, Charlie. How you doing? To be fair, never ask for water, never ask for ice in an aircraft unless it's out of a bottle. The tap water in these airplanes are not clean, to say the least. Are you from Finland? No, I'm not. I spent a month in Finland, spent a month in Loppenranta, but no, I am from the UK. Cześć, jak się masz? Jak się dzisiaj jest? Yeah, is that right? Yeah, jak się dzisiaj jest? How are you now? I did flying aircraft on your family because, I mean, my brother is doing an CPL, he'll be doing a license. I do just standard flying, I plan to do an MPPL at some point. My father works for a travel agency. My grandfather was a designer and one of the people who built the landing gear components on the Concorde. So my grandfather actually was one of the people who built the Concorde. And so, yeah, aviation I could say runs in the family. No, jestem dobro dzisiaj. No, jestem dobro. What edition this is? This is the Premium Deluxe. Yes, also that explains why my flights go to Helsinki tutorials, because it's just a go-to place for me. I like Helsinki, it's a very beautiful city. Not very big, but very easy to get around. I'm not sure which Concorde he built, but he was on the landing gear team for a couple of them. Do I fly Finland or UK? I like Finland. A very beautiful country. I'm not sure if I'll say I prefer it over the UK, because the UK, again, it's a modern, functional country, it does what it needs to. It helps that I can speak the language so I can understand everyone. Finland, it's also one of those people that... With Finland, it's the case that I can barely understand the language, and so, well, if I plan to live there or work there, yeah, not going to happen, but hey. Thank you for that, Pale Rider. Hair character lifting up weights, then keep up. Ah, yes, the stickers. Thank you very much. Yeah, I need to sort out my chat once it's displayed the emojis or stickers properly, but yeah, thanks for that, Pale Rider. Much appreciated. How long is streaming? Streaming for 52 minutes at the moment. Any information regarding Thursday's patch? No, not yet. How's you going to start descending? About 100 miles from the airport. Yeah, brother CPL's doing fine at the moment. He's about 10 hours away from passing out his PPL. And then really for him it's just a case of finding an airline that can take him on. Because that's the big problem for him, because no one's hiring at the moment. The plane is free. It comes as default with the simulator, as I keep saying to you, Yusuf. It comes default with the simulator. The mod, I'm using the liveries mod for the A320. And I'm using the A320neo X mod, which improves at the moment the ECAM. And eventually will improve other systems as well. So tomorrow, I do plan to do a video on the Zybo-like A320, basically. Is he going for an ATPL? I'm not too sure exactly what he's going for. But he's definitely going to be doing a CPL, and I believe it will be an ATPL afterwards, yes. Can you fly to Continent Honduras one day? Potentially, we'll see. Nice Indico pilot suit. No, unfortunately, a CPL or commercial flying is not going to happen for me. So hey, it is what it is. Will there be a real livery AI traffic add-on? I mean, IVA already kind of does that. But again, it really depends on what you're flying with. You plan to do an integrated ATPL with CAE when you pass A levels. Good luck with that, Jamie. Good luck with that. Would you like to see Concorde Sim? I mean, there's a Concorde coming. DC Design is currently developing a Concorde for Microsoft Flight Sim, so one is coming. Welcome, Matt. How are you doing? How can you fly a plane when you try to crash? Practice. Practice, practice, practice. Can't see the Northern Lights? Apparently you can. A couple of people have said you can spot the Northern Lights, and so it is possible in this sim. When was the news updates? Well, there's supposed to be an update coming in soon. I'm not sure when exactly. When will be a 737-800? PMDG currently doing 738, and that'll be releasing in Q1 of 2021. So a couple of months away, but PMDG will do the 737. You keep asking how much longer, Multigamer. You do that in every stream. Unfortunately, if you carry on doing that, unfortunately it does get classed as spam. Any word on A380? No, not yet. Update's 27th, yeah. So this Thursday, we'll have an update for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Hopefully for me, the big one for me is SimConnect. So fix SimConnect, I'll be happy. I wouldn't say these look pick laters at all. It really comes down to your settings. This is on high cloud settings. Check what you're running at the moment, but high doesn't look too bad. Thank you, Toblerone, for £5. Double gin and tonic and a Cuban cigar. Cheers for that, man. Much appreciated. How do you find out PAX lowering your FPS? I mean, PAX wasn't lowering the FPS, but SimConnect was. So SimConnect is what both PAX and FSUI PC use to connect to the simulator, as well as IVAO and its online network. And so actually it wasn't PAX or IVAO that's causing the lag, but SimConnect. And so that's why I'd like to hang on, what is going on? Oh right, okay, I'm just got confused by Vito's message there, that threw me off. Yes, SimConnect, the way it pushes out data causes a bit of lag. So it works fine in alpha, it works fine in beta, but for the release version it seems to lag, so we'll try and fix that hopefully in the future, or they'll try and fix it. At the moment, flying over Austria. Not Austria, but the border between France and Austria. Got about 200 odd miles to go now to land, so not very long. Gliders are coming. There's been a freeware, not freeware, but an add-on glider has been announced. Yes, I am using the mod A320. Tomorrow I plan to do a video on it. Do we know when it will be fixed? No, not at this stage. Do you know if you get charts of the sim? No charts included yet, Tartin, but there are plenty of websites out there that do provide them to you. There are random failures, you can turn them on, yes. What's a good SOR flights? What's that, Drew? Welcome, Paolo, how you doing? When an Xbox? Not sure yet, nobody knows. Could be later this year, could be early next year. A380s are AI aircraft, you can't fly them yourself. Although apparently someone has worked on porting the project's Airbus A380 across, and so, well, that's a quite interesting thing. Yes, I have got the 787 Dreamliner. I plan to fly that on Friday. Do I think I can fly a real plane? I mean, I have flown a couple of GA aircraft in the past. I have flown the Icarus C-42. I've flown the Flight Design CTSW, and I have also flown the Grob 103 glider. But yes, I have flown a couple of small aircraft before. I'm not sure if I could do that airliners myself. Can I add more airlines? Not yet. There are no more available at the moment. How long left? Approximately 40 minutes. Yeah, 787's got a nasty memory leak. It is a bit stuttery during the flight. Do you still have crashes during the flights? I don't get crashes, and I did absolutely nothing to solve it. The sim just updated and fixed itself. How's the flight? 1 hour and 55 minutes. No other flights tonight. No other flights. I'll try and continue to record my tutorials, but again, just having a few small problems trying to get the 747 one sorted and 787 as well, but I'll try and sort them out, and hopefully by this weekend I can try and get the 74 and 78 out. As I say, hopefully this weekend I'm going to try and do it, but we'll see how it goes, if I can get them to work properly. Check out a guy called Zero Blog. What does he do? Where to find your centre of gravity? You can find that on the main menu, fuel and payload page. It'll be to the right hand side. If you watch my tutorial on the A320 setup, I do show you where it is in the sim. Yeah, 787's not perfect. It's fun to fly, but not perfect. Didn't do a flight yesterday, so I'm not sure what you're on about, Charlie. How do you use Restream without a webcam? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Lennons, because I'm using OBS to stream. Has Messi gone? I know he asked to leave, but I don't think he actually left Barcelona yet. I know he was looking to, well, he announced that he wanted to leave, but... he actually has, yeah, he's handed in transfer request. That's made him official. Interesting. He's on furlough. A320 does have LNAV, yes, just not VNAV. have the altimeter on standard because we're above 10,000 feet, or 6,000 feet for the UK, so we're on standard altimeter right now. Yes, I have bought Innsbruck from ORBX. I bought it about 30 minutes ago, just before I started this stream. Dutch Formula 1 from time to time, but I'm not so much into Formula 1 than football. Good try 747 out for the first time. Enjoy it, Shea. Enjoy it. Yeah, the PMGG I'm very excited for. It's not a cheap add-on, but very excited. Thank you for the £1, Zero Gamer. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Can you do a review on how to get liveries? Already done one. Already done one. If I pop open the link, it's going to be that one. There. This is the video link for how to install liveries in Microsoft Flight Simulator. We've been flying for about 50 minutes, 45-50 minutes right now. So not too long to go left, but we've still got a little bit of time in front of us. Another 200 miles till we land. Try flying 748s. I'm glad tutorials helped you, Ishatak. Much appreciated. As you get passenger view, if you go over to camera, go to showcase, it's the last two camera views to get the passenger views. Frame rate in airport depends on the airports, but usually it's solid 30. Well, you can see I'm waiting for Fly Live to work again, and then eventually I'll have the overlay which tells you the flight time. But until Fly Live works, unfortunately that's something that I cannot use at the moment. We'll have a look around the Innsbruck Airport, because like I say, we have got the ORBX scenery for it, so we'll definitely spend the time to look around. Hopefully it's not very laggy, hopefully it's relatively well optimised, I haven't checked it yet. This will be the first time seeing Innsbruck in the sim, after buying it about 10 minutes before the stream started. Default A320 with the A320neo X add-on, that improves some of the systems. I have done a tutorial for 320, I've done a takeoff tutorial, I've done a landing tutorial, both of those on my channel. Yeah, go for the view numbers to increase, so usually when I do a stream, I'll get a bunch of views at the start when I take off, then slowly people leave as we go through cruise, and then they all join again for landing, and then they all leave when we start taxiing to the gates. Start out of every streamer, because people want to see the interesting bits. They want to see takeoff, they want to see landing. Nobody stays for the long boring cruise, apart from all 613 of you. That's 50 on Twitch, 561 on YouTube, and 2 right now on Facebook. How do you VNAV? You don't, Wookie. VNAV does not work. Thank you, Sebastian, for the €549. Much appreciated. What do you think of people who still swear that X-Plane's better than FS 2020? We've seen a bit of them, don't really understand. I mean, there are aspects of X-Plane that I do prefer. Flight dynamics, for one. Flight dynamics and X-Plane are spot on with the blade element theory. And also X-Plane's a lot more optimised than this as well, to say the least. So, there are a few things that X-Plane do benefit on. But, I don't know. It's a mix. It's a mix. I like X-Plane, but I like Microsoft Flight Sim as well. Is ultra-wide 1440 good? Yes, it is. Just make sure that your system can actually run it and not lag out. Right, we started our descent in about 10 minutes or so. Ooh, frame rate has dropped a little bit, presumably loading in the scenery down below. What is LNAV and how will it be used with VNAV? So VNAV is the vertical navigation, so it controls your altitude, controls your pitch, controls your speed. And so that at the moment doesn't work because the FMS is not yet fully configured. LNAV, which controls your waypoints, your left and right, your bank angle, that does work fine, and so you can use it in your sim no problem. Is it worth €80? I mean, they have committed 10 years development to Microsoft on the Sobo, so I'd say it's worth it, but if you want to wait for it to go cheaper, potentially wait for a sale. There's no 737-300 coming, but Milviz have announced the 737-200. Do you enjoy planes? No, Peter, I hate them. Worst method of transport ever. No, I do like my aircraft, yes. Why would you get a 7700K? Oh, you're talking about your GPU, CPU, sorry. Yeah, if you're looking for a new CPU, try and go for a 9700 at a minimum. 97 or 1070. Not sure about 7.5 yet, none have been announced. I mean, I've got this version on the Microsoft Store right now, but they're both the same version, so it's down to your preference, Xbox or Steam. There are no controls yet in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Controls will be coming soon, but at the moment it's kind of just waiting for them to rebuild the effects engine, and then that'll slowly arrive. Yes, the 737 MAX will come. PNDG have said that they will work on one, but won't come initially. So they're first do the 737-800, 900, then they'll probably do the 700, so same as they did before, which is different versions, different packs. Then after that, still then going to do the MAX. We try not to do buying and selling on this channel, KF Official. Preferably not. Yes, I am currently looking at the 30 series cards and potentially upgrading my CPU as well. My RAM at the moment is looking fine at the moment, so probably not upgrade that yet. Thank you, Joshua. Glad you're enjoying the content. Please don't spam that tech team, because I'm not going to be able to give you an answer. I'm not a tech person. And you are now removed from the channel. Goodbye. No idea about the A350. None have been announced yet. Oh yes, forget the i9s exist. I mean, I'm using the Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog, but it really comes down to what you prefer to use. Do I have links? No, actually I don't, because every store at the moment is sold out of their hardware. So yokes and flight sticks and everything, completely sold out. Microsoft Flight Sim has seen a massive surgence of that, and so it's been a bit slow. There's two mods for the A320. You've got the livery mod, which we're using right now for the A320 on the easyJet colours, and also an improved cockpit mod, which is the A320neo X add-on. And so what that does is it improves the cockpit systems. So while it is basic at the moment, still in the very early days, eventually they will upgrade to kind of like Zybo level systems. So that's the link to it there. Feel free to give it a download. Tomorrow I do plan to do a video just dedicated on the upgraded A320. Yep, dropped the link already. Increase your FPS by overclocking your GPU and checking your settings, turning down the graphics. I am considering Ryzen, to be fair. I am considering Ryzen CPUs. We'll see what the future brings, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. PC specs: an i7-6700 processor with 16 gigs of RAM and an i7-6700 processor. Flight time was 1 hour and 55 minutes. Not sure about 7974 yet. Nothing has been confirmed. Your channel is Carap. Thanks for that, Ruben. I'm glad your spelling is about the same level. should go to Australia. I do plan to fly in Australia at some point. They should fix ILS. ILS works fine for me. I've got no problems with it. Yeah, so there's no ILS or RNAVs where we're currently landing at. Runway 26 is purely localizer, purely visual. The PMDG 737, definitely one I'm looking forward to the most. How are you mods? I'm currently using the A320 livery mod, the A320 cockpit improvements, and I'm currently using ORBX Innsbruck, so we'll be seeing that when we land. The random shade I throw at spammers and trolls. I'm glad you're enjoying that. Ah, Dalton, how are you doing? So far so good at the moment. Can you put some non-copyright music on top? I mean, the fact is, for me, I've never been a fan of channels that will stream a sim and stick music on top. I don't know, I've just never been a massive fan of that, personally. Nope, no ATC today. Waiting for Innsbruck. Well, waiting for IVAO to come active. Graphics card, a GeForce 1660, an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660. Track/FPA button. I'm not quite sure what that one is, HMU. I mean, Ultimate Traffic was taking real-world aircraft data and putting it in sim. Microsoft Flight Center does by default. The problem is, at the moment, no aircraft are flying because of COVID-19, so yeah, it's just one of those things. Eventually, they'll pick up. That link there is for the cockpit improvement mods. That is how you download it. Yes, thank you, Finners. 15k subs on the channel. It's you guys I have to thank for that, because it's you guys who are watching, subscribing, and enjoying the content. So that's all on you. Yes, AR traffic does give live traffic to the airports. Alright, so let's start the descent now, since we're at 37,000. I have quite a bit of quite a bit of travel to go, so I'll descend at 2,000 feet per minute. I was waiting for the dash lines there, but obviously not. I'll start the descent, and we need to be down at 5,500. Perfect. So start descent now. Bring the aircraft down. We'll slow the speed down to about Mach points. Mach 0.72. Autopilot guidance panel towards the centre. Things over the autopilot buttons. Ah, that. No. INOP. This is currently the high settings, not ultra, running on high. Oh, there's an aeroplane up there. So that's going to be a real world aeroplane. That's in that exact position right now. Looks like an A330 perhaps. No ILS today. Innsbruck runway 26 does not have ILS. Yeah, landing gear down. If you don't slim it, hang on. When you load the difficulty, limits things in the cockpit. No, it doesn't. So, what if you load a difficulty, it shows you like on-screen pop-ups telling you about things that you may be doing wrong, or gives you a few assists. But no, it doesn't limit your cockpit in any way. All is as they are. Charles Leclerc. He's an F1 driver. Okay. 3600 overrated, go for 3600. We're still considering, but at some point I'll look into what I'll go for, but I'll go for the RTX 30 series graphics card, an i7 processor on Ryzen 7 or 9, we'll see. RAM I'll upgrade to 32 gigs. get a new case and potentially new passport. There'll be a few things to upgrade in this system. I'll try and keep some of it, so potentially the processor, the 1660 is not a terrible processor. Welcome Game 1,000,000, glad you got it today. Yeah, there's a few things I'll see if I can try and keep, but we'll see how that goes. To be fair, Oman, on console there's not really anything in the way of graphics sliders, because, well, it's the console, it's all going to be all the same. George Russell. I'm not sure why I want me to say all these names, but hey, George Russell. F2020 is Drawyah PC. Ouch, downloading a new one. Have fun. Need a crypto-free system for 3090. Yeah, we'll see. Can I have the Simbury file? Sure thing. My Simbury file for today is this. So if you want to follow along my flight plan, this is what we're using today. A screenshot mod. I mean, if you're using the Xbox game bar, it's Win, Alt, Print Screen. You can use to take screenshots. In fact, let me see if I can do it now. Or have I turned it off? I think I've turned it off, but you can use Win, Alt, Print Screen to take screenshots within the sim. No, not on Xbox yet, only on PC. Nope, not planning to get track IR. Well, I've heard good things, it's not something I'm particularly keen on. A replay mode is coming. Replay will come at some point soon. Yeah, can someone please mute Jake Ferrari at this point, because he's now just annoying everyone in the chats. If my mod's not on active right now, I'll do it myself. Nope, okay. Cool. Yeah, in first class. We're still going about that, are we? First class Twitch, economy class YouTube. This is not live time, but this is live weather. Right, passing through 25,000 feet now. Got 80 miles to go, so we should be doing alright for our descent rate at the moment. We'll turn on terrain modes, just in case, you know, mountains, got to be very careful about. My sim hasn't crashed yet on final. We've been rather good, we've been rather fortunate with our flight so far. At some point I can do American Airlines, yes. Frame rate's been a bit choppy second, there you go, frame rate back again. Yeah, the Microsoft flights in the frame rate will drop for a couple of seconds, but usually when it's loading like sceneries, loading in different airports, files and so, since we have got Innsbruck right now, the ORBX add-on pack. Perhaps it's being a bit heavy at the moment. Kindest YouTube ever. Cheers for that, where's your name gone? Ah, I've lost you. So, Beach Boy Jeffrey, much appreciated. Can you film video in game? Not directly, no, but you can do with an encoder, such as OBS, what I'm using right now. Live time, truth be told, preferably not right now, since we're flying to Innsbruck manually, so normally I would fly live time, but just because of the fact that, well, there'll be manual flying, no visibility, stay on the safe side today. Also, before I forget, so go to cockpits. Cockpits. There it is. We'll turn on the anti-ice before we fly through the clouds. That way we won't freeze the aeroplane. We won't turn it into a flying popsicle. As, well, something I have done in my last couple of flights. The FPS dropping is not down to your graphics card, but your CPU. When you're trying to like download new data or render a highly detailed building or something, your CPU will go to 100 and everything will slow down for a few seconds. Nothing to do with graphics card, down to your processor. As you saw this on 20, I've used ORBX Central. So another ORBX I buy directly off their site. So yeah, nice and easy. Thank you for the £1. Send you a DM Discord. Check out the landing. Let's have a look. Thank you for the £1. Sorry, for £5. Sorry. Belgian Alpha, much appreciated. Glad you're enjoying the watch. Cheers for that, Jamie. Have a look at that. Have a look at your PC part pickup. Don't Discord and fly. I mean, I have it much worse when I look at the chat and land. That's when things get a little bit problematic for me because I go and start mucking things up. If you watch my first attempt at landing at Dubai, my go around, that was the case where I was looking at the chat the whole time. Everybody kind of threw me off and decided to go around the last second. Second landing was better because I ignored the chats. So I've now got a rule where it's sterile cockpit below 1,000, so it should be 10,000, but in my case I'm streaming, I'll do it at 1,000 and kind of just monitor the landing myself. Interior window view, thank you Antonio for the $5, much appreciated. How do I do the outside view of the plane? Do you want the pop-ups or do you not want them? Sorry, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, Antonio. But to change that, you go to General, you go to Camera, and you can turn it on and off by using the chase camera instrument heads-up display. So you can turn that on and off here. Window view, sorry. So yeah, if you go to the camera, go to Showcase. It's the last two cameras you can use to go to the different views. Do I show some more commercial planes? Not particularly, because, well, the more planes you have, the, I guess, lower in quality they are. And so that by selecting 3, they can have a decent level of quality to them, while not overworking the developers and trying to produce multiple different commercial jets. Producing a jet compared to GA definitely takes a lot more work. It's a much bigger process, and so it's just kind of balancing out the time with the developers they got at hand. Right, so, like I said, there's no ILS for this approach today. We're flying on the localizer, and therefore, well, it's been a long time since I last landed at Innsbruck. Last time I did it was actually back in FSX. I don't think I ever actually landed it in X-Plane, so this could be could be interesting. Day job, I do marketing and database support. Pass through 13,000, which sounds a bit high at the moment, but don't forget the ground here is at 5,000–6,000 feet, so essentially we'll be entering that valley right there, and the airport will be slap bang in the middle of that. Dream job. Would have been a pilot, but can't afford it, so we'll go for the second best thing. I'd like to work on the railways. I'd actually like to work on the railways at some point in the future. The problem is, getting into railway companies is a very, very difficult process. I've got terrain mode on. Not quite sure why it hasn't appeared yet. The ground. We'll see. How many megahertz of RAM do I have? Well, I've got 16 gigabytes, so 16,000-ish megahertz, I guess. And tutorials, I'm glad you're enjoying them. Ranger. Glad you're enjoying them. Well, welcome to Austria. Almost there. Sorry, speed. Sorry, you are right. I'm going crazy now. My RAM is 2.2 megahertz. 2.2 megahertz. So you're right. I'm going crazy there. Can I get loans for your pilots? I can, but I'm not one to get loans and go through the whole process. That not worth it. Right, we're about to pass through 10,000, so we'll turn on lane lights. We'll set the altimeter to local now. So meta Lawi. Altimeter 1015. Yeah, it's not the newest RAM, it's not the best RAM ever, and so I do plan to upgrade it to 32 gigs. Probably 16 by 16, but we'll see how that goes. Right, steady airplane, what should we go down to below 250 at this point? So we're down to about 210 knots. Do I prefer planes or trains? Definitely planes. Do I play train sim? Yes, I do. Lap sound 1. It's very turbulent at the moment. This is going to be a very, very fun one, that's for sure. A lot of winds for us to deal with. By auto thrust by using the auto thrust button or the auto throttle button and maintaining your speed. Right, like I said, this is going to be a very interesting landing. This is insane. Oh yes, yes it is. We'll stop our descent rate at about 500 feet per minute at this point. We'll slow the airplane down. In a couple of moments, we'll start with the flaps, second stage. It's going to be a slight headwind, a slight crosswind for us today. What do you use QNH? Alright, so I use a website called ORBX. So, this is my source. Pretty famous. I wouldn't say that, gamer. At least I wouldn't call myself famous. I'm pretty average for what I am. Let's stop our descent for a moment, and let's at least clear the mountain right in front of us.
2,500.
Yeah, we'll level off at 6,000 until we actually enter the valley. Yeah, so we've selected runway 26. Although since it only has a VOR and not an approach, it's so we don't have RNAV, we don't have ILS. Fly manually. How do you turn on the terrain display? You turn it on by pressing this button right here. So terrain off, terrain on.
2,500. 2,500.
Yeah, should be at 9,500 plus. Hey, I'm not perfect. How are you getting 745 views on each of 20k? Again, like 510 viewers. Ultimately, it just comes down to, well, interest in what people want to see. I mean, Microsoft Flight Sim right now is the big current thing, and so you do get a fair few more views with it. If you look at my Train Sim World premieres, for example, they only get about 1,000 views, and so not so major. Ooh, I'm loving this turbulence right now. Said no one ever. Right, so at this point, do we turn off the autopilot? Do we hand fly the rest of the way in? If we follow the valley around, we'll get straight into the airports. Yes, we shall do that. So we'll wait until we clear the hills in front of us. Check my performance page for landing. So QNH is 1015. Local temperature is 17 centigrade. Current winds variable at 2 knots. Uh, 278 at ready 2 knots. Okay, that's what it says. Decision height will be at 5,500. The hills are close, but hey, welcome to this part of the world, I guess.
2,500.
Yeah, it's a very strong 2 knots stats. 146 needs to be at. Not yet. We'll go to 175. ETA, not long. Oops. Yeah, so we keep it at 6,000 for a little bit. As soon as we clear the few mountains in front of us, we'll then hand fly the aircraft down, bring it into land. GG, says the now blocked spammer. PC specs running an NVIDIA GTX 1660 on 16GB of RAM, i7 6700 processor. Butter this all out. I do plan to. That's always the hope. Right, so if I turn off autopilot now, let's guide the airplane in, fly down the valley, and then touch down for land. He predicts butter, but the turbulence will play some part of that, don't forget. It's not an easy one today. Inside the valley, looks like the winds have been smoothed out a little bit, but we'll see how that goes towards that stage of touchdown. If you butter, you donate £10 tomorrow. Don't bankrupt yourself, man. How do you change the colour? What do you mean by colour? You mean liveries? There's a set of freeway liveries out, and so yeah, that's how you can download them online. I've got a tutorial out, and so if you want to know it, feel free to watch the tutorial. The minimum gigabytes of RAM is 8, but I'm using 16 right now. Yes, I am using HOTAS. I'm using the Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog. Say about train driving. I was a pilot, ended up being a train driver, been there 11 years and never looks back. The problem with me in train at the moment is the fact that getting into the career is very, very difficult. Once you're in, it's easy, but the initial stages can be very difficult. Especially right now with the does it still say train on description? I have changed it, but if it's wrong, then I'll have to update it when I land. For me, it still says Microsoft Flight Sim, so refresh the page, It should then be Microsoft Flight Sim. PC costs about £650, spread across 5 years. I do plan to do an NPPL-M, so I do plan to do a hobby license for flying. But I'll never go commercial. Become a pilot in the military. That's also an option, but... well, I'm not fit enough for the military, that's for sure. I'm slow, I'm big. Not gonna happen. How do you break the plane in keyboards? I wouldn't recommend flying on keyboard. My monitor, I'm using one of those Samsung 1080p curved monitors. Can you talk louder? I mean, my face is right up against the microphone and already in the red, so unfortunately for you, Rory, turn up your volume. So the airport should just be to the right over there. I can see the runway just about. Not long to go now. So, runway is in sight. Oh, we got throw a keyboard across the wrong now to break it. I mean, that is one way to do it. Right, not long to go now. In just a couple of moments, we'll be touching down. MDA values and decision heights you'll find on charts. I want to fly to Innsbruck at some point. I will fly there one day with easyJet, since they're cheap and get there from London. But we'll see. 27-inch 1080p, yes. They've got crosswinds. 10 knots coming in from the left. So there will be a crosswind. Not a terrible one. Thank you for the £5 Mac. Much appreciated. I'm glad you're enjoying the work. Or the watch. Glad you're enjoying it. We will load landing gear. We'll load landing gear once we hit about 10 miles. Still on flaps mode 3. Got a little bit longer to go before we slow down and touch down. Are we landing? Yes, very shortly. PC is custom built, so I didn't buy it from one place but bought it from a multiple of sources. Sim brief is not charts, sim brief is flight planning. Charts you have to find from local sources, or get a Navigraph subscription. Live weather, yes, this is live weather right now. Right, so line size of the runway. And let's start getting ready to bring the aircraft in. So down to 145 knots. Just we confirm that the MCDU, sorry, 146 knots for the V approach. So we'll slowly plane down, we'll lower the flaps down to mode 4. It's a short runway here. It's actually, this is kind of a medium length runway. It's not the longest, not the shortest. We'll set the brakes to medium. We'll arm the spoilers, ready for touchdown. Landing lights are active. We'll turn off the anti-icing so we don't require it. So just wait for the runway to be 10 miles away. Then we'll shout load landing gear. Why don't I find a Dreamliner? Because it's laggy. Very, very laggy. Yeah, a little bit to the right, but nothing we can't really adjust. Get it down. We can turn on the landing ILS mode if we want to. But, well, an airport with no ILS, we won't be getting any magenta diamonds today. So, gear down, 3 greens, speed brake set, spoilers are armed, landing lights are active. We'll have landing clearance for this. Pre-landing check is complete. Yeah, terrain radar, all red, apart from that one little green bit that we're currently flying through the middle of. We're not using live time, just using live weather. We're not using VATSIM. At some point I do plan to fly with IVAO as soon as SimConnect starts slowing down. Go and flight in lockdown? Probably not. Probably not. Right, here we go. Yes, we are using ORBX today for Innsbruck. Resolution 1080p. At this point, I'll now be going for sterile cockpit, and so unfortunately, no reading comments. So you guys chat amongst yourselves. We'll get an update as soon as we touch down. Looking at Pappies, it is 2 red and 2 white, so we're bang on the middle right now. And don't forget, we are flying, well, freehand right now, no autopilot, so very, very smooth indeed. A little to the right, so adjust to the left. There's a train station to our left. Right,
500.
let's do it. 500.
400. 300.
This turbulence is mighty fun at the moment, but 200 we're committed.
100. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Spoilers armed. Ooh, a bit of a heavy touchdown that, but hey. Reverse thrust sets. $80 knots. 60 knots. Reverse thrust idle. Bit of a hefty touchdown that. The turbulence did catch us towards the ends there. But hey, we made it. We're in one piece. Welcome to Innsbruck. Margarined it. Like that. Margarine. Do we turn off here? Can we turn off here? The answer is yes, yes we can. Do we land where we shot down? To be fair, it wasn't the worst landing ever. Ooh. Ah. Ah. Are we still live? My GPU just gave up there for a second. Black screen. Both monitors shut down. Oh, that was interesting. Oh, we're still alive at least. And it's so hard, the screen froze. Well, it was what it was. So taxi to the gates, we'll go park the aircraft up. and then we shall well, we'll go to drone cam and we'll have a look around the scenery here. So we're using ORBX, and so should be good. Vegan butter. Yeah, that was a frozen butter landing. I mean, if you guys ever try and fly with turbulence, well, you'll know that turbulence does make things rather hectic, so... It's done it again. It just freezes for a second, goes black. My OBS is completely mucked up. There we go, that's refreshed it at least. That's right. I don't know. That's my GPU giving up on me. My graphics card is not liking something. Right, let's go find the gates. We'll push to the right, and then we'll park up. Oh, there's a TUI aeroplane there. And of course, the fuel truck will now taxi right in front of me, so I have to go around him. Oh no. Where is he going? Oh yes, also before I forget, so I like the APU. Make sure the flaps are up. Aircraft stop. Parking brake sets. Yeah, I didn't think we turned off landing lights, that's my fault there. APU is not yet started, so we'll leave the engine on for a few seconds longer. APU available, APU bleed active, engines off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Innsbruck. Let's turn off the... Okay, so power's available, so we'll turn off the strobes from automatic, beacons come off, nav logo lights stay on, external power available, APU comes off. At this stage, we're now free to look around and do what we want. We shall explore Innsbruck. We'll definitely have a moment to kind of look around the airport, look around the scenery, and yeah, see how that all goes. See what ground services are available here as well. We don't use ATC for that, and so we probably won't get too much here. No jet bridges for sure. We could probably request a ramp connection. See if we can get some staircases going. Yeah, GSX will definitely be an improvement in the future. Can't wait to see how that all goes. So we have got a staircase coming now that will connect up to the door. No ramps available, apart from the one that's sitting right outside the airplane right now. Try again, see what happens. So, Innsbruck Terminal. You've got the one facility here. You've got a viewing deck with people standing inside the standing on the balcony. Ah, there we go. Stairs now connected to the airplane. You've got a few buses out the front of it. You've got a few ground facilities just parked on the side there. You've got the fire engines. You've got some fuel trucks. You've got your anti-icing vehicles as well. So we've got a couple of things going on here. We've got some generic yellow A320neo. We've also got a TUI 757 parked next to us. Very, very nice indeed. We've got the beautiful mountains of the Alps that surround us. Here you've got your private jets and your GA. And then, yeah, over there you've got the actual city itself, so... Certainly pretty, that's for sure. Who remembers the Innsbruck landing challenge? I mean, there is a landing challenge here in Microsoft Flight Sim as well for Innsbruck. It's all there. We just walk around the facilities outside the airport. You've got the walkway between the airport and this building back here. I'm not sure if that's like a shopping centre or if it's just a... I don't know. It's like a shopping centre. Or even a car park, actually. Yeah, it's very, very nicely done. I'm quite happy with this. Yes, this is ORBX. This is ORBX Innsbruck. If we now increase the speed of our aircraft, yes, it's got the tower there with the Innsbruck name on it. So if we speed up our drone cam speed, let's head over to the town and see what the town has for us. So yeah, you've got all your houses, you've got all your roads. Now, how much does it cost? It costs £14, 26 Australian dollars. Like it's like 17 or 18 pounds at 17, 18 euros. But yeah, you've got the whole city here. This is all default. And very, very nicely done. So your lights turning on now since the sun is slowly setting over the horizon. A very beautiful orange glow. It's a nice package this, I like it. I mean, default scenery, you've got ORBX Innsbruck down below. It's pretty. It's very, very pretty. Right, well, I think we'll end it now. And so, yeah, we'll bring the stream to an end. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Do leave a like if you did enjoy it. Do subscribe as well if you haven't done so already. Tomorrow, we'll be flying some low and slow. Tomorrow we'll fly some GA aircrafts. And potentially a group flight as well. So we'll talk about that more on the Discord channel. So if you're on Discord, then use the link in the description to join the server. We'll try and do a group flight. We'll try and put something together. And we'll see how that goes. But until then, you guys take care. Have a good evening. And, yeah, happy virtual flying. Take care and goodbye. And good night.